Thank you, Madam Moderator, distinguished panelists, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege for me to address this esteemed gathering at the 8th edition of the Indian Ocean Conference. I am personally elated to be this beautiful city of Muscat, where I served as the ambassador of Bangladesh to the Sultanate of Oman from 2017 to 2020. Let me begin by extending sincere congratulations and gratitude to His Majesty's Government of the Sultanate of Oman, the Government of India, and India Foundation for successfully hosting this IOC 2025 and bringing us together for deliberations on very important issues impacting this Indian Ocean region. I'm confident that this conference will contribute towards fostering the deeper partnership and the greater goodwill, all towards peace, prosperity, progress of the region, sub-regions, and the world at large. I would like to shed light in the general perspective of today's topics, and if there is any question from the floor as to what SAARC is specifically thinking and planning to do on this issue, then I'd love to respond to that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the vast spread, Indian Ocean region is the home to nearly 40% of the world's population and is rich in resources. It provides important sea lanes that serve as the arteries of the international economy, connecting Africa, Middle East, South Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia with Europe and Americas. The ocean has become the lifeline of the world's increasing maritime trade, routes for more than half of the world's seaborne oil and 1/3 of the global trade. The Indian Ocean's significance is beyond question in economic dimension as well as strategic. The region hosts 1/4 of the world's top 100 container ports. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you not only as a representative of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, but as a voice for the aspiration of 1/4 of the people of South Asia, a region deeply intertwined with the dynamics of the Indian Ocean. Since its inception in 1985, SAARC has represented the high aspiration of its member states to promote the welfare of the people of the region and improve their quality of lives. For the SAARC members, including 3 landlocked countries, the Indian Ocean is the lifeline for their external trade and access to the high sea. As we navigate the waves of 21st century, the landscape of global trade, environmental challenges, technological advancement, and geopolitical shift is transforming the maritime world in ways that are both exciting and at times daunting. The maritime industry today is being shaped by a multitude of forces. These forces demand that we rethink how we approach the sea, how we manage resources, and how we collaborate across borders. The way we navigate, utilize, and govern our oceans must evolve to meet the demands of a rapidly changing world. The decision we make today will shape the future of the maritime trade and its role in a sustainable, interconnected global economy. Thanks to the technologies and innovation, access to the maritime areas and their abundance of resources has reached new frontiers with wider perspective. This together has brought in new global challenges on security front, both traditional and non-traditional, as well as environmental, which necessitating better maritime government architecture. Let me therefore break down my views on the theme today, navigating the new frontiers, evolving maritime landscape in the 21st century, into 3 main pillars. Number 1, climate change. Number 2, maritime security. And number 3, the global maritime governance. Climate change. the rising tide that has threatened all of us. The climate crisis is one of the most pressing challenges of our time, affecting every corner of the globe, from the rising sea level and more frequent natural disaster to disruption in ecosystem and human livelihoods. Its impacts are far-reaching. Climate-induced disasters have engulfed the coastal states and small islands as well as the mountains. The 2021 IPCC report found that the Indian Ocean to be warming more quickly than other oceans. South Asia, as a region with vast, dynamic human capital base, is achieving notable economic progress, but sadly, the region is highly vulnerable to climate change impacts, including floods, droughts, cyclones, and extreme heat waves that pose a significant risk to the growth trajectory, food security, infrastructure, and people's livelihood. Our people faces a dual challenge of pursuing socio-economic development and protecting it from disasters. Coastal nations, and particularly the small island developing states, face existential threats from rising the sea level and extreme weather events. Addressing the climate crisis demands urgent global cooperation, innovative solutions, and a commitment to reducing our environmental footprint. In the maritime sector, this includes transitioning to cleaner fuels, improving energy efficiency, and exploring new technologies to protect both environment and our economies. It is crucial that initiatives are taken towards investing in blue economies, transitioning to renewable energy sources, innovation in agriculture, sustainable urbanization, nature-based solutions, and safeguarding maritime ecosystem to foster a harmonious balance between economic growth and environmental conservation. We also need our focus on joint adaptation strategies, such as implementing early warning system, sharing best practices for disaster preparedness, and providing financial assistance for countries vulnerable to climate impacts. This also means honoring the commitments under the Paris Agreement and ensuring that developing nations have access to the technology and financing needed for adaptation and mitigation. Let us not forget that fight against climate is also a fight for justice. Maritime security, the anchor of peace and stability. Maritime security faces a range of complex and evolving challenges in the modern world. These challenges are not only technical or operational, but also deeply tied to geopolitical, economic, and environmental factors. Attaining and maintaining the safety, security, sustainability of the ocean is of vital importance to the global economic growth. Maritime law and order is upset by threats of terrorism and radicalization, trafficking and transnational organized crimes, cyber attacks, as well as attacks on critical maritime infrastructure and technology. One report states that almost half of the global incidents of piracy occurred in the Indian Ocean region in the recent years, undermining the safety and the security of the maritime trade and other related activities. Securing new frontiers in the maritime sector, therefore, goes beyond merely safeguarding the geographical boundaries. It calls for a comprehensive approach that integrates a variety of perspectives addressing the complex challenges of today's world. As we seek innovative solutions, the focus must be equally on maintaining the security and sustainability and ensuring the resilience of the global supply chain. The international community must proactively adapt to these emerging frontiers, embrace regional and global collaboration, and advance the global mechanism to ensure a safe and sustainable ocean. Global maritime governance. The legal frameworks for governing the law of the sea, like UNCLOS and other conventions, remain the strong foundation for global maritime governance. Yet, as the maritime landscape evolves, so too must our commitment to upholding the strengthening UNCLOS. We must address the emerging challenges such as deep sea mining, maritime cybersecurity, maritime digitization and artificial intelligence, and militarization of the oceans to manage the associated risk. The growing complexities of ocean exploration, climate change, and environmental protection also underscore the urgent need for updated, robust legal framework. For South Asia, UNCLOS is a safeguard. It ensures our right to access the sea, participate in the exploration of maritime resources, and benefit from the global commons. However, these rights must be actively protected and promoted for all. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we navigate the new frontiers of the 21st century, we must not lose sight of those who are most vulnerable, landlocked and least developed, and small island countries face unique challenges in the maritime domain, from limited access to the ports to inadequate infrastructure and capacity constraints. We must advocate for their rights and ensure that they are not marginalized in the global maritime governance. It is also crucial to address the disparities in technologies advancement and their access between the global south and the global north. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, let us harness the spirit of cooperation and solidarity. Together, we can build an inclusive, equitable, sustainable, prosperous, and resilient future for all. I once again thank the organizers of this conference and wish them all success. I thank you all.